Isn't it curious how certain thoughts, certain circumstances seem to arrive just when you need them most? You may not have been searching. Yet suddenly something appears, an answer, a realization, a path, and it feels as though it was waiting for you all along. Life has this peculiar rhythm. Nothing comes too early. Nothing comes too late. Everything, even this very moment, arrives exactly on time. And what we call coincidence is often life's way of reminding us that we are part of a larger harmony, a pattern so vast that the mind cannot control it, only awaken to it. Think back to times when something seemed to appear at precisely the right moment, maybe a stranger's words, a sudden insight, or an opportunity that opened up when you least expected it. At first, you may have thought, how extraordinary, how lucky. But what if it wasn't luck? What if it was simply the unfolding of a pattern, one that has been in motion all along? The truth is that life does not work according to the plans of the mind. It does not wait for us to be ready, nor does it cater to our agendas. But what if, just for a moment, you let go of the need to force things into place? What if you stopped demanding that things happen at a certain time? Could it be that the universe is far more intelligent than your own plans, that it knows the exact moment when you're ready, when you're open, when you can truly receive what it has to offer in the East? They call this Tao, the way things move when we stop forcing them. In India, it's known as Leela, the divine play. But regardless of the label, the experience is the same. Life unfolds in its own perfect timing. And our job is not to control it, but to recognize it, to align ourselves with the flow of the universe, and in that alignment, discover that we are not separate from the dance. We are part of it. It's like a song. You cannot predict the next note, nor can you hurry its rhythm. But when you trust the melody, when you stop forcing it, the music begins to play through you. The timing is never wrong, even if it doesn't follow your logic. And in that rhythm, everything you need comes. Not too soon, not too late, but exactly when it should. But here's the thing, you can't make it happen faster. You can't hurry the process. It's like trying to rush a flower to bloom by pulling at its petals. You only destroy the beauty. The flower blooms when the season is right, when the sun and soil are ready. And in the same way, you will receive what you need when you are ready. Not a moment sooner, not a moment later. So, what if you stopped pushing, stopped rushing, and simply allowed life to unfold? What if you stopped believing that everything must happen on your timetable? What would happen if you trusted that life knows exactly when to show you the path you've been searching for? What if the only thing you needed to do was be still enough to recognize it when it arrived? Take a moment. Reflect. Isn't it true that some of the most transformative moments in your life happened when you weren't looking for them? A fleeting thought, a casual conversation, an accident that turned into a doorway. You were not searching, but somehow, in that moment, life found you, and it will find you again when the time is right. So trust the rhythm. Life isn't late, and neither are you. Everything comes when you stop trying to force it. All you need to do is listen. Let the melody unfold. And when you do, you'll realize that everything you need has been here all along. It wasn't luck. It was timing. It was the rhythm of life that you've been part of all along. There's a strange idea we carry, one that says life is something to be conquered. We're taught that we must wrestle with it, bend it to our will, and shape it into the image of our desires. It's as if we believe that if we just try hard enough, force enough, control enough, we'll arrive at the life we've always imagined. But what if I told you that this very struggle is the source of our suffering? Imagine for a moment that life is not something to be controlled. Imagine that instead of bracing yourself against the chaos, you leaned into it, not with fear, but with trust, a quiet, unwavering trust that everything, yes, everything, always works out for you? What if life is not a series of random misfortunes or accidental victories, but a perfectly orchestrated dance, each twist, each turn, every so-called misstep, an invitation to see things differently? It's difficult, isn't it? To let go of the need to control. Our minds insist that unless we manage every detail, unless we plan for every eventuality, life will slip through our fingers. But here's the thing, when you stop clutching, when you stop fighting, you might just realize something remarkable. Life isn't trying to thwart you. It's not a puzzle to be solved. It's a dance to be lived. And in this dance, when you stop forcing, when you let go, the rhythm carries you forward. We live in a culture that teaches us to fight, to push, to chase. We're told, don't just sit there, do something. But have you ever noticed that the moments when we are most at ease, most in flow, are the moments when we stop struggling? Think of a musician who has practiced tirelessly, only to reach the point where they no longer play the instrument, they become the music. Or the dancer who no longer performs the steps, but simply embodies the dance. In those moments, they are no longer trying, they are allowing, they are trusting. And when you let go of that desperate need to control, something curious happens. You begin to realize that life's intelligence is far greater than your own. It's the same intelligence that grows trees without a blueprint, that beats your heart without your instruction. You are not an isolated entity trying to force your will on the world. You are part of it. The same intelligence that governs the universe flows through you. It's there. In every breath you take, in every step you make. But we resist this flow. We cling to certainty, to the illusion that we must know the way. And in doing so, we block discovery. True wisdom arises not from certainty, but from surrendering to uncertainty. Think of the river. It doesn't struggle to find its way to the sea. It flows with the current, adjusting to the obstacles, carving new paths when necessary. It doesn't fight, it moves. But we fight against life's current. We fight against its rhythm, believing that unless we steer it ourselves, everything will fall apart. And so, we live in a constant state of tension, trying to make things fit into our plans, into our timelines. We live in the illusion that we are the ones holding the reins, but the truth is, the more we try to control, the more we exhaust ourselves. Life doesn't need our control, it needs our participation. To surrender does not mean to become passive. It's not about giving up, it's about giving in to the flow of life, trusting that the current knows where it's taking you. When you stop forcing, you begin to see that everything, every twist and turn, is leading you exactly where you need to be. The detours are not mistakes, they are part of the plan. The storm is not something to resist, it is a part of the dance. The unexpected turns are not signs of failure, but invitations to discover something new. So, ask yourself, what if you stopped resisting? What if you stopped struggling to control every outcome? What if you simply allowed the rhythm of life to move through you, trusting that you are being carried in the right direction? Even when you can't see the way ahead, the key is to stop trying to make life behave. Let it unfold. Let it surprise you. Let go of the illusion that you must steer the ship. The ship is already headed to the right harbor. All you need to do is trust the sea. Have you ever wondered why certain insights, opportunities, or connections seem to arrive at precisely the right moment? You weren't seeking them. And yet, there they were, exactly when you needed them most. It's as if life knows when you are ready. And when you are ready, what you need flows to you. Not a moment sooner, not a moment later. It's not luck. It's not coincidence. It's timing, but not the kind of timing the mind can control. It's the kind of timing that speaks a language far older than thought, a language of alignment, of synchronicity. The moment you are open, life reveals itself. What you've been waiting for what you've been longing for, arrives not because you demanded it, but because you finally stopped resisting, stopped rushing, and simply allowed yourself to be open to the present. Timing, in this sense, is not about planning, it's about being open, being present. Life does not move according to the timetable of your mind. It moves according to its own rhythm. And the beauty of that rhythm is that it arrives exactly when it needs to. We think we must control every moment, every outcome. But what if the most powerful thing we can do is wait for life to reveal itself? What if the key is not in striving, but in receiving? Think about the flowers in the field. They do not rush to bloom. They do not clamor to be seen, to be admired. They bloom because the season is right, because the earth is prepared, because the sun has shone and the rain has fallen. They simply trust the timing of the earth's cycles. And in their trust, they are perfect. The same is true for you. Life is not out of sync with you. The synchronicities, the answers, are the path you've been waiting for. They are not waiting for the right moment to arrive. They are waiting for you to be ready to receive them. The timing is always right. It's just that often we are too preoccupied with forcing our will upon life to recognize it. You may have experienced this, the moment when everything falls into place effortlessly. The moment when something you've been searching for appears, not through active seeking, but because you finally let go of the need to search. You were not chasing it. You were simply open to receiving it. And when you allowed yourself to stop, when you stopped pushing, life whispered what you needed to hear. And so, when you are not forcing, when you are not rushing ahead, you create the space for the right moment to come to you. When you stop striving, stop searching, you open yourself to what life has always been trying to offer, the right person, the right insight, the right opportunity. It arrives when you stop demanding it, when you stop believing that you have to control it. It's like walking into a room that's already filled with light. You didn't create the light, but when you walk in, you are bathed in it. You don't need to turn it on. You just need to step in. And when you step into life with this openness, you see that the universe has been illuminating the path all along. So, trust the timing. Stop forcing. Stop searching. The right answers will come to you, but only when you are ready to listen, ready to receive. The rhythm is not random. It is a pattern that you are a part of. The key is not to demand that life fit your timeline. The key is to trust that life's rhythm knows when you're ready to hear, to see, to understand. And when you finally relax into that rhythm, everything falls into place, exactly as it should. How many times have you felt as though you're running behind, that you're missing something essential, that you're not where you're supposed to be? You scroll through your phone and see people achieving what you think you should have by now: more success, more happiness, more progress. And somewhere, deep inside, you feel the quiet whisper: you're late, you're falling behind. But let me ask you this: behind whom are you falling? Who set this invisible finish line in your life? And why do we measure ourselves against others, as though their timeline should be our own? What if the truth is simpler? What if there is no race, no finish line, no reason to believe you are behind at all? We've all been conditioned to think that life is a ladder, always climbing, always advancing, always striving toward the next goal. You should be further along by now. We tell ourselves, you should have achieved more, done more, experienced more. But what if that's all an illusion? What if, instead of looking ahead to the next rung, you stopped and looked around? Would you see that where you are right now is exactly where you need to be? The idea that you're behind is a story, the story the mind tells when it believes that life should be linear, with clear milestones and measurements. But life, as we've seen, doesn't work that way. It is not a race with a predictable finish. It is a winding path that moves in circles, in spirals, and sometimes in detours, It is not about getting somewhere, it is about being fully present on the journey. Have you ever considered that the moments you feel are lost or wasted were, in fact, necessary? What if those moments of confusion, uncertainty, or stillness were exactly what you needed to become who you are now? The moments of not knowing were the preparation for the clarity that would come later. The moments of feeling lost were the space in which you would eventually find yourself. You see, the most profound realizations often come not when we are racing toward them, but when we stop chasing them. They arrive when we stop measuring ourselves against others, against some imagined timeline, and simply allow ourselves to exist right here, right now. Everything you need, everything you have been waiting for, is already here in the present moment, in the space you are already occupying. Think back to some of the greatest turning points in your life. I'm sure there were times when you looked back and said, if that hadn't happened, I would never have arrived here. What felt like a mistake was actually a step in the right direction. What seemed like loss was a doorway to something greater. None of it was out of place. All of it was part of the grand unfolding, but the mind resists this. It wants to control, to plan, to map out every detail. And in that resistance, we miss the beauty of the present. We imagine that we should be somewhere else in life. But the truth is that there is no somewhere else. There is only here, only now, only the unfolding of life that has always been and always will be, exactly on time. So, when you feel that pressure to catch up, ask yourself, catch up to what? What is the point of racing through life? Always running toward a destination that keeps moving further away. Instead, consider that every step you take, no matter how slow or uncertain it may seem, is part of the rhythm, part of the pattern. There is no race to be won. There is only life to be lived. You are exactly where you need to be. Not late, not behind, just in the right place, at the right time. And when you let go of the illusion that you are falling behind, you can finally relax into the rhythm of your own unfolding. You can trust that everything, even the detours, the pauses, and the unexpected turns, is part of the greater plan. There is no rush, no need to catch up. You are already where you're supposed to be. You are always exactly on time. You've probably spent a lot of time wondering what's next. Haven't you? Perhaps you've been waiting for something, the perfect job, the right relationship, the next big breakthrough, and as you wait, life keeps rushing past you. You're always preparing for something someday. One day, when the time is right. But have you ever stopped and asked yourself, what if everything I've been waiting for is already here? It's easy to believe that happiness, peace, or fulfillment lies somewhere in the future, just out of reach. We have this idea that once we achieve a certain goal or arrive at a particular milestone, then we'll finally be content. But the truth is, the life you've been dreaming of, truly living, truly being, is not somewhere ahead of you. It is right here, in this moment, as you breathe, as you feel, as you simply exist. We often think of awakening as something that happens when we gain knowledge, when we arrive at some grand realization. But it's not about gaining new information. Awakening is about remembering that you are not broken. You are not behind. You are not waiting for something outside of yourself to make you whole. You are already whole. What if you stopped waiting for the future and recognized that this moment, this breath, is the entirety of life? The life you thought was waiting for you tomorrow is waiting for you right now. The joy, the peace, the love, the freedom you've been searching for them, but they have always been present. They are not dependent on some external event or achievement. They are waiting for you to recognize them within yourself. But here's the thing, you cannot wait for the future to validate your existence. You cannot live as if peace and fulfillment are somewhere else. down the road. You must wake up to the present, to the richness of what is already here. Life is not something that happens to you. It is something that flows through you, in you. As you are not outside of life, watching it unfold from a distance. You are life unfolding. Think of the child at play. The child is not waiting for anything. They are fully absorbed in the moment, in the joy of movement, in the delight of simply being. The child doesn't think, I'll be happy when I have more toys. When I'm older, when I have a better life. They are already living, and this is what life asks of you. Be here. Now, let go of the chase. Stop waiting for tomorrow. Live today as if it were already everything you've ever wanted. So, when you feel the urge to wait for something to change, something to finally happen, I remember this. You are already living the life you once dreamed of. It may not look exactly as you envisioned, but it is already unfolding. The peace, the freedom, the joy, the love, it is not somewhere else. It is in this very moment, in your very presence, in the way you breathe and feel and witness the world around you. The life you've been waiting for is not a distant destination. It is here, in the way you live today. And when you realize this, when you open your eyes to the truth that you are already whole, already complete, you will stop chasing, you will stop running after a future that doesn't exist. And you will begin to live not for some end, but for the joy of simply being, for the beauty of each unfolding moment. And when you awaken to this, you'll see that life's greatest gift has always been here. Not the future, not the past, but the present, the moment. It has always been yours to claim. All you needed to do was stop waiting for it and start living it, because the life you begged for, the life you thought was just out of reach, it was never far. It was already here, in this moment, waiting for you to notice.